Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we're time is winding down. Seems like the year just started, and now we're halfway through it. I mean, this is just the middle of the 6th month, and before you know it, it's going to be July, and that's 7th month. I mean, it seems like 2023 just started, and it's already going by. So anyway, folks, I have here a lovely lady, and I saw her interview a while back with Dee on the spot, and I said, you know what, she's a nice lady about her, and I was interested in her story, how she got in the sport of bodybuilding, and I reached out to her, and she's very reciprocal about doing this interview. So, folks, if you are interested, this is the lovely Miss Laura Saya. If I got her name wrong again, I want to apologize. As you know, folks, I'm from the South, and sometimes we spell things how we see them, and we kind of, get them right, But she is an IFBB Pro Physique competitor. She just competed last year. She made her pro debut at the, I believe she did the Rain Muscle Fest and Europa Championships. And, and we want to ask her, what are her path, a story, and what got a bristle, a lovely lady like you, is just a sport of muscle and masculinity. Please share with us, madam. Please share.
What gets me into bodybuilding?
Yes.
Well, I think I always liked muscly look since I was younger. So obviously I moved to UK like 8 years ago. And I just go to the I started going to the gym later on, and I just realized I grow quite easy. But I didn't think about competing or anything like this before. I was like a strongman competition, and just massive people, and I was like, I like the look, like the thing, like they got the strength, the power. So at the time I was engaged. And my fiance at the time, he didn't want me to lift weights, but I find myself in the gym. Like I didn't have a friends in UK, obviously just have a job. So for me, the gym was something just for me. So we broke up, and then I decided first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to step on stage and never look back.
That's like it was an old commercials for shampoo saying, I'm going to wash that gray right out of my hair. And you wash that man out of your hair. You get rid of that man. That's the thing is about this, that when some people ladies find this sport, sometimes, especially if you have relationships, it could be supportive or not supportive. And that's the part about being a woman in sport. And like I said, you're a very highly attractive young lady, I would like to say. And and if people's curious about her accent, she's originally from Poland. That's in Central Europe. And I've done interviews with ladies around in Czech Republic, Germany, and I know with Poland, it was originally under communist control for a long time. And I remember some interviews where they said that a lot of ladies found it because the fact was by the time the 80s were coming up, the 90s, and they found that like guys like Schwarzenegger and Stallone, where it was considered subversive in that part of the world. But then when those movies came around, I think we had a big explosion, good part of the 90s, of women from Central and Eastern Europe in the bodybuilding world. Excuse me for a second. Just talk to my followers, and I got to check it real quick. I'll be right back. Folks, just let her talk and just tell your story to the rest of us, and I'll be right back. Hello, Laura. Am I? Don't mind me. I'm just here to talk with you a little bit. I think. Yeah. George be right back, but I'm a particular type of guy who likes slaves like yourself. I find you very beautiful, and you are beautiful. So I just want to introduce myself. I am the other guy. I'm the other side of all the ways George Page. And I just ladies like yourself. You complete me. Yeah, this is. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I usually get a laugh out of that, but I'm sorry, but life happens. That's why I like to go live. But it's unexpected. So anyway, we got people coming through right here. This is my man, Balls Deep. He says, "Good morning, gorgeous." He's a big fan of yours.
Morning.
Yeah. Also, he says, "What up and salute." He says, "Chicago in here." He says, "Smash that like button, folks. Smash the like button." Blessings and peace and blessings. Beautiful. He's a big fan. He also says she's swole as AF. It's a little word he likes to use. And also, flex for me, baby. If you want to, that's up to you because I usually, if you want to do a little flex for the fans, that's all right. And he says that you have a nice rack. So you know what that means in American when you say nice rack.
Yeah.
And yeah. So you're from Poland. And
yeah.
What made you make this move from Poland to the UK?
Oh, that was my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my boyfriend. But obviously, I end up staying here, because I'm happy here. But I'm already planning what I'm doing next. So yeah. But I wouldn't live in Poland. It's not kind of my type of country. If that makes sense. I travel a lot. I love US. I love Spain. So probably Spain in US, it's closer to me than any other country.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing about, especially with the US, is more opportunities, especially for shows, competitions. Yeah. Also, especially since you're a young, upcoming young lady like yourself, a chance to get promotions, get promoters and sponsors back you. I mean, it's like there's a movie years ago called Pretty Woman. And there's a part at the end the guy says, Hollywood, it's Hollywood. Everybody wants to come here. And that's what America is. It's like Hollywood. But I think over in Europe, there's some things could be a little bit better. Cost of living is not as high. There's better. Many European countries have a better healthcare than America. I mean, I can tell you that. Yeah, but
obviously, I think only the thing is in US, the bodybuilding is massive, and then I'm women's physique. Yeah, so if I wanna compete and try get to Olympia, I only have 3 chances. So in whole year in Europe, you only have 3 shows. That's it. So it's not a lot, but the rest of the shows they in US. If I wanna move to women's bodybuilding, I will only have 2 shows, and that's it. So for me to being here and trying to compete, it's obviously I still need to go to US. So that's why this year I'm going there again, and I'm going to compete over there and see what happens. But it just it's women's bodybuilding, and women's physique here doesn't really. It's there, but it's really low. But in US it's massive, and the fan base in US is everybody love massive and huge women. So it's completely bit different than when it's the aesthetics in Europe, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I understand that because I know quite a few ladies who come over here to compete because there's more opportunities for shows. Well, I think is with you said there's only for women's physique there's 3 shows. Actually, I think there's another show coming this weekend. It's called
this year. It's 4 because it's an M-Pro, so they added extra show.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if the show will be next year. So at the minute, it's only 3 shows, which they are 100% every year, and that's it.
Because I know definitely you have the Portugal Pro, which is the Big Man Evolution.
Yeah,
you have the local champion.
That's small show.
Yeah, the Euro Pro show, and also I think for the Remain Muscle Fest, they pushed it back for next year.
Yeah, so it's for next year. Yes, it's 11th of November. Yeah.
And then and there's one that I don't really count it over there. There's a master show, but that's for invitation. You have to be 40 over. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it
I'm
is.
31, so I'm still not masters.
How old are you? How old are you?
I have 9 years to it.
9 years. Wow, you're still young. So like I said, and you wouldn't think. I thought you were maybe your 20s. God, you look like you look a lot younger than That's the thing about the bodybuilding lifestyle. I've done interviews with ladies who say, they tell me, oh, I'm about 45. I say, what? I thought you were 30. And and it is like I said. I talk about this that it's not an easy, lifestyle to be any kind of pro athlete, be you mainstream sports or even bodybuilding. The one thing people keep forgetting about the aspects of bodybuilding is that it's not just about taking this and this and that. You have to follow a diet. You have to eat this. You have to do this. You have to do that. I
It's
mean,
whole lifestyle. It's like, it's from the time when you wake up to the time when you're going to the sleep, it's like to bed. So I used to work in the beauty studio and I managed beauty studio, but like last year after my pro debuts, obviously I was top 8 out of 22 girls in one show and I make it first call out. And the second show I was 9 out of 27. So that was so good. So I decided that or I'm going to follow my bodybuilding career or I'm going to have a job. You can't have you can't really have it both. Like you need to have it as a bodybuilder, you need to have a job that you can just work from home and then work when you want. So I can't have like a office job or somewhere I have to go and stress because that won't cope with my body. So I make the decision and I quit my job. So right now I work full time from home. I work when I want, how I want, and this allowed me to travel for all the competitions, to meeting like my fans or whatever I do, and I have that freedom, which not a lot of people willing to do it because obviously you need to have the courage to do it. Like I was scared it will turn out my way, like if I have enough money for everything and stuff like that. But obviously I did make it. Um, but it's just a lot on your shoulders to carry on.
That's tough. I know some ladies who do. They maintain like a business job. I know a lady who works she runs and owns a bar and a club. I know that's the tough part about that because you need because if bodybuilding was like like some of the mainstream sports like soccer or basketball or football or baseball, in which you can make a profit off of it.
Yeah.
We can live off of it, and that would be great. But the problem is it's not as popular compared to the other mainstream sports. Because one thing for you women, it costs you a lot more to compete. Because for one thing,
Yeah.
ladies, you have to make sure your hair is done, your makeup's done, you have jewelry on, you have to have your suits. You usually have your posing suits for your prejudging and your finals. And usually the most expensive suit is the final suit because it's more sparkly, more designer. It's just I
It's
know.
everything, even like travel. So like for me to go to do, I'm going to do a Texas Pro Show. Yeah, for me it's like £3,000. It's like nearly $4,000 for one show, just
Mhm.
one show, and this doesn't include my bikini. This doesn't include my coaching. This doesn't include my diet. This doesn't include uh, my pets or like anything I take. This doesn't include the gym, nothing. This is just my travel cost. The fact I need to be there a few, like nearly a week before the show, because obviously it's long flights, fly back, this and this. It's just like, yeah, just people don't realize how much it takes. And this is just for one show. And
Mhm.
then even if you win the show, what you're getting, like $2,000, it's nothing.
Well, I know with the Texas Pro, if
Yeah,
it's
it's
oh,
more,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of Sarah Vilgas put up about I think it was last year about $10,000 for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
show,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's
Yeah, but I'm talking like on average shows, it's like $2,000. That's
mhm,
that's the maximum.
mhm.
So if you think of it, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's not because what? If you look at over here, I talk about this how the guys, it does cost a good amount for guys to compete, but the fact is they don't have to do all the stuff you ladies got to do. You don't have to worry about the hair, you have to worry about the makeup. These suits don't cost it. They wear like what we call here in the States we call banana hammocks and a pair of boy shorts. While you ladies, you have to be more presentable.
Yeah.
And you could do a show like, okay, like one of the examples, like Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, which was probably one of the most popular shows next to Olympia. They kicked out women's bodybuilding, women's physique, kicked it figure last year. Forget about 212, because I don't talk about the guys. I don't care about the guys. Kicked those three divisions out that we represent women in muscle, and then hiked up the prize money to almost close to how much the Heidi Chopin gets for the Olympia. That's over $300,000. When which, okay, I know women's bodybuilding don't get as much attention and bring in as much sponsorship, but at least give the ladies something they want to work for and shoot for. I mean, come on, like think about it. If you could give a competitor at least $10,000 for first place, and then $5,000 for second, and $3,000, okay, even that $10,000 for first place is a good chunk of change after a while. And I talk about how a lot of ladies after shows, you have to find a way to make income, and because y'all do what we call, you do a lot of the photo sessions. Like there's guys like Sean Nelson, there's Annie Rivicchio, a couple, quite a few that you basically that's the best time when to catch you ladies after competition, because it's a small community. We guys see y'all ladies, you're shredded, you buff, you're vascular. We get a little excited. I remember years ago, I used to be on this thing called used to be a chat room. We talk about how this guy told me, say, like, when your ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard, and we get excited about you ladies. And that's the best time when we usually get you to do the photo shoots, because I know a friend told me like $200-300 an hour, and it's a little pocket change, but still, I think there should be a little bit more benefits for your competitors. We got a man here, Rolando G, popping through. He says, good morning, George and lovely lady Laura. Your physique looks phenomenal. You got excited here. This is also from man Rolando G. Hey there, Laura. Have you been around since the 90s? I feel like you have been around since then. Your female body shape is great condition. Have you been in the IFBB or the NABBA? Well, she's just
not long. I'm only 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I train only like 4.5 years in total. So I'm so new in bodybuilding. And in last 3 years, I managed to gain 20 kilograms of size.
Mm-hmm.
I started when I was 49 kg, and I'm 79 this morning.
Yeah.
So it's pretty. So it's like 20 kilograms.
Yeah, and in Great Britain you go by stones, so it's like I think you're like a.
So I'm in stones. I think it's like over 170. No. In UK it's stones, but I do kilograms because I'm from Poland. But in pounds, over 170 pounds.
That's pretty good.
And I'm only 160 centimeters, so I'm really short.
Yeah, so you're like about between about 5'3" to 5'2".
5'2".
5'2". Yeah, because that's what it is. Usually, shorter women can really put on the muscle compared to the much taller women. I mean, that is because recently I just saw. I'm doing a live later about this, where they say after the Olympia they put a height and weight requirement for men's physique. And I know if there's interviews from ladies, we talk about how should that be for the same person. I remember back in the day in the 90s, and when you were still young, they did that with women's bodybuilding. Around about after 2000s, they put in lightweight and middleweight class, lightweight and heavyweight classes for the women. Do you think, as a competitor, would you want because especially the way things are looking at now, like some competitors
the way how it's look now, it's like the light class would be women's physique, as it's now, and then later the heavyweight will be women's bodybuilding. Because if you look on it, like it depends who entered the show, because you can go to the show and you can see the girls who basically, if they grow tiny bit more arms, they already have the size, everything for women's bodybuilding. I don't see some girls why they don't want to switch. Maybe they scared or something, or they just trying to stay in the same class. But the thing is, if you see your frame and then you see you have the size, so you most likely will do it much more better in women's bodybuilding. Like last year was some girl oh, I don't remember her name, but she was in Women's Physique. And then after first show, they told her to move to Women's Bodybuilding, and then she won it. She made Olympia. Was somebody there? I don't remember the
I think
name, but
was it Arsenio Barrito from
yeah,
Brazil?
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like, and yeah, that was great. The same like Melissa this year. She's going to do in 5 weeks the show, and she's going to do Women's Bodybuilding pro debut. And like her density and her size and everything, like even last year, this wasn't Women's Physique anymore. Her waist was too wide, so her overall look, it's perfect for women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, because I know somebody who they both, she's sponsored by Gas. I got a friend that did Gas had a little get together a while back, and Melissa was part of like a group of women doing a lot of heavy lifting, and she does a lot of powerlifting, and especially if you are getting a little thicker, because her first Olympia back in 2021, she was, I think she took 6th place, and then last year she dropped down to 8th. And then she competed at a show, the Arizona Pro, where she won Texas, then took 2nd Arizona. And I think her look is like her. And I remember I was watching someone like Ashley Jones, how they're evolving. The Sanka Dawson's moving up. You saw
Yeah,
that.
it's really thick. And then the thing is, in women's physique, you really need to have that waist. You can't train like for me, deadlifts or any exercise that can make your waist thicker. You really need to make it, do the vacuum, and try keep the smallest waist as possible. Because it's all about the massive lats, like nice wings, nice curly shoulders, tiny waist, and big legs. Which in women's bodybuilding, the waist can be like bigger, and you all overall just thicker. That's the difference.
Because you're more muscle density. Like you look at Natalia Cuelo, when she's very broad or wider the shoulders, but she still has that small tapering waist, and that's why she does so well. People were talking about how Emily Sherbert, should go up to women's bodybuilding, but I think Emily still,
I saw Emily because I was at New York Pro at the show. If she will grow upper body, she will be amazing in women's bodybuilding. But at the moment, her upper body, it's still not matching her legs because her legs are huge.
Yeah.
But and she still has small waist. But obviously the upper body is still women's physique. So if she carry on growing, and next year she definitely will be women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, because like I said,
or if she just stop and basically try just to like keep as simple as possible, because her upper body, it's still not there where women's bodybuilding would be.
Yeah, because I see her. She has those, like a friend told me how she has those insertions and adductors for women's bodybuilding. The legs, she has some legs bigger than some women in bodybuilding, but it's just about where she wants to go with the upper body. If you don't have those muscle bellies, as they say, like in the shoulders and and also in the chest, you're just not gonna play so well. So, folks, we're gonna jump into Laura's social media real quick, her IG, and if you want to check her out, you can follow her in the. I have her social media in the description. So you want to follow her. She's also, as you said again, she works at home, so she's a coach and a trainer. We got some pictures here. And this one here, this is on your apartment. This is, I like this one. You got some killer legs. You got some killer quads.
Yeah. Hopefully be bigger this year.
Now, when your last competition, what did the judges critique you? What they told you? What the things you are good at? What you think you need to work on?
Actually, I think I couldn't get the better feedback, which could be possible. So basically, I only need to get leaner in my glutes. The judges say they love my my stage presentation. My upper body, it's perfectly balanced with my lower body. I have a size. And only thing what I need to get is to basically bring better condition in my glutes. That's it.
So it's your weakness is your glutes. I know when someone would say their weakness would be something like their shoulders and the back, but you got to work on your glutes. And what is your favorite exercise and your least favorite exercises? I know you don't like to do the glute exercises because anything with legs. I know some ladies will tell me they do anything with legs. It's just like sometimes they have a good day, have a bad day. So what's you really work on your glutes right now, or?
I don't really have exercise I don't like, and I don't really have any of my favorite. Like I love train back, I love train legs, um, just all over. I just love being at the gym.
That's good that you have a passion for this gym. And she has some nice pictures, folks. And who's this gentleman right here? Is this your trainer, your coach?
And no, that's my physiotherapist. So he does the massage in Alicante. So if anyone is there, they can visit him for a sport massage, and he is really good.
That's good. And that's one fact that people got to remember about bodybuilding is recovery. And she got some great pictures,
recovery
guys.
is really important.
You got to check out her social media, and she got some lovely pictures. And like I said, like my man the Joker says, she is beautiful. And folks, if you like I said, you want to follow her social media is in the description. Be genuine, Sapato. Don't be this weird guy. And this is no fish for you. This is why I tell the other guys who follow my channel, say, guys, no D pics. Stop it.
I don't even open them. It's really like I just don't have time. But I'm on my way to building my own website when people will be able to like make subscribe, and there will be when I'm going to show kind of more my private life. Well, like maybe not private, just like I never show how I train. That it's something when I keep out of Instagram and of my social media. So yeah, I post like selfie from the gym or something, but I don't really show how I train and what I do. But soon, hopefully, I will make my own website where people will be able to subscribe, and then there will be like a chat when I will be able to talk to people and like help and everything. So yeah, but yeah, I just don't show much.
Yeah. Well, one of my followers has a question to ask you, and I don't think she has this, but he's gonna ask you this. He says, she got OnlyFans. I don't think
I
she does.
did before, but I can't carry on with it because I just don't have the time. Just why I'm going to build my private website where I'm going to post something spicy and something fitness and basically like everything. Because I just don't have time. Like I've been in US twice this year already. I've been in Poland. I've been in Spain. In next week, I'm going to Singapore and Turkey. Then I'm flying back. Half of August, I'm going to Miami, Dallas, Chicago, New York. So like I'm all over the country. And then all over the world really, so I don't really have a time to keep up with all my pages, if that makes sense.
That's understandable because I know a lot of ladies like you want to expand your brand yourself. You have to put yourself out there in the world. I know it's tough, and it takes up a lot of your time, but it's good that you can find the time to do this because especially after back in 2020 the world went completely to hell. The pandemic shut a lot of things down. And
the thing is about pandemic, I was traveling more in pandemic than I ever traveled before because I was competing. So in 2020, I was in 4 different countries competing. 2021, I won my pro card. I was in 4 countries as well. So everything is possible.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of, like I said, I didn't travel too much that time. I was taking my mom back then, but
yeah,
I was kind of cautious here in the U.S. This is from man Rolando G. He says, there must be politics in why female bodybuilders, ladies, in these major bodybuilding federations. I don't understand where is the money because to me, women's bodybuilding is more appealing, and to me, but we all know it's about. This is why I said, the men's division.
it's not really a politics. It's more about like market. If you ask like just random people on street, no, not many people actually like women's bodybuilding or women's physique, like any muscly woman. Like the comments and the hate we're getting from people, the stupid looks, it's crazy. So as a IFBB Pro or like NPC or like any federation with have their women's, they everyone love looking at like cute and pretty and just slim bikini ladies, yeah, because it just nice look. But they not many people actually attracts the female bodybuilding when like you're massive, you have like the size and everything. Like, you know, like not everybody likes this. It's really on the edge. So it's something which is like, or you love it, or you hate it, or you just don't bother. But for men's bodybuilding, it's a bit different because it's so many men's and everybody going to follow and like, and you know, like going to watch. But if you are a woman, if the men's doesn't like the female bodybuilding, not a lot of women going to watch the show. Like women don't do that, you know. They don't even understand it. So we most of the fans base it's in men in generally in bodybuilding, and everybody love and like pretty cute ladies, which is like everybody like them, which is normal because that's something, you know, that's just the canon. But like for women's bodybuilding, it's like not a lot of people like it. And the thing is, people don't understand because they don't know what going through and they don't really have the respect for what we do because they don't say it. And the thing, if you talk about any sport, like, you know, people think it's, oh, you just train, you just do diet. That's it. It's like, it's not like that. Like I do twice cardio a day plus a workout 7 times a week. So I train 3 times a day, 7 times a week, and I still work. I start my day 4 a.m. and I finish 11 p.m. Tell me who can do it. Not many people, but people think it's, yeah, you just train, you know, like, so people doesn't really have the respect for the sport. And it's not only for bodybuilding, it's for many different disciplines as well. People just think, oh yeah, that's just like something normal, but it's not.
Like this is, I heard this. This is from Ronnie Coleman, several time Mr. Olympia. Says everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift that heavy ass weight. And that's the thing is, yeah, we talked about earlier how people one thing people think about bodybuilding is like it's about what gear you're taking, what gear it is, but it's not just that. You have to follow a diet, you have to be consistent, you have to rest, you have to do this.
Yeah,
You know,
like I realized that as a bodybuilder through like, well, I'm really new, but I realized if I cut out my stress, if I have like 100% routine, that's working the best. And I think this is for everyone. Just why if you see the top Olympians, the top athletes in the world, everyone have routine. What time you get up every single day at the same time, every time they're going to bed at the same time, they eat meals at the same time, they train every single day at the same time. And that's boring if you think of it. And if you know 7 days a week for 7 or 8 months in the year, you're waking up 4 a.m., you have first meal, you have first cardio at 5, then later you have breakfast 7, then second meal like 12, then you go to the gym for 3 hours, then you're getting back, you eating again, and then you know you're going to sleep 11. Even if next day you don't really need to wake up 4 o'clock, but that's how it's your body working, and then you know you have to do it because your body will responding better. So every single day it's exactly the same. It's insane just to even think of it, but that's what works best. That's why so many like bodybuilders now, they actually doing this because that's work best for the body. And
yeah.
you know, and that's hard. People don't realize, like, I don't go out, I don't really see my friends, I just work. I have 2 Bengals at home, and that's my company, and that's it. I live like in the box right now because I got like bigger goals. So it's, you know, like you have like friends in bodybuilding, or like I have friends in US and then Spain and stuff, but like coming to UK, I'm just here and that's it. Like when I go to the gym, I don't talk. So I don't really go out. It's like, it's just bodybuilding. It's constant. It's 24/7, especially if coming closer to the show. Like now I'm like 9.5 weeks out and then 30 weeks out. So, you know, it's getting the time when you look at yourself and like you're thinking, okay, I'm not lean enough. What to do? Like the coach saying, just keep, you know, you need to keep your mind down, and then you wanna look like leaner and leaner, but then, you know, you need to it's your body. It's not something you can control. Sometimes you don't. Like, even you can control your diet, you can control like your stress levels, you can control your exercise, but you need to understand this is a body clock, and or your body going to follow it or it won't, because
Mhm.
you don't know. It's the same when you're getting a cold, like you can't control you getting the cold or because sometimes you just go out, you get back home, and then you feel sick, and you don't know why. It just happen.
Mhm.
It's like, it's people don't get, like, it's things like that. It's like we can't control. So just why everything what we do around the bodybuilding, around our lives, we can't control. So we can minimize the fact that the body stop responding or something. So yeah, it's the stuff.
Yeah.
But I love
Well,
what I do.
my man Boss, he says, unfortunately, society ain't ready for female bodybuilders. Also, we get this from this is for Bobby says, like, he saw your picture, says thick thighs saves lives. He says, he says, yes, Lord. And he says, come to Chicago. He said, come to Chicago,
I'm
because
coming. I'm coming. I'm in Chicago from 23rd August till 27th. So yeah, I'm in Chicago.
well, Ballsy right there. Hey, Ballsy, she just tell you folks, we just got just major announcement. The lovely Miss Laura is going to be in Chi-Town, August 23rd to the 27th. So if you're interested in meeting her and introducing yourself, hi. But make these connections here via her social media, so she wouldn't know. Say, hey, you some strange guy. Say,
Yeah,
hey,
my Instagram mostly, and that is like obviously my email.
mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be bumping into, say, hey, Laura, say, who are you? Who are you? He's some strange guy, because so like this. And when we talk about how people like the things people come to me, because what people are not, like I said again, are not comfortable with the idea with female with muscle. And we talk about how the men get more attention, because we all know the men are the ones that bring in the money. And in America, there's a thing called pimping. And when you pimp, the one that makes the money is the woman that makes the money is your bottom bitch. And that what's female body. That's what men's body is, the bottom bitch. They're the ones that bring in the money, bring in the promotions. But you women, you put in just as much work and time and money as the men do. And I talked about this, how one thing that should need to be do more, especially for not just for the men, but also for the women, is that there should be more benefits as being IFB Pro. I think most definitely, like, okay, if you get sick, you have health care. If something happens to you, once not long ago we had a bunch of deaths, Sean Roten, Mountain Dog, Alina Avani, those, they were like back to back. And I know one person had to do a GoFundMe for their funeral. I think there should be more benefits for your competitors. And there's the money somewhere where, okay, let's try to make things better. Take a little pressure off your shoulders financially.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're becoming like professional in any sport, should be more benefits. Like, obviously, like, even the women's getting much more lower prices than the men, I think should be like nearly on the same level. Because why? Like, for us, it's much more harder to get leaner. We need to take different stuff and more this and this. Like, I think should be like on the same level. And general in bodybuilding, I know it's a sport like who like everyone is watching and everyone love it. But it's one of the most dangerous sport you can actually enter, because um people think, like, a lot of people asking me, actually, because I study as well full time, and people asking me, like, I study sports psychology, coaching, and physical education. I do science degree. But people on, even obviously at my university, I am already so above everyone else, because obviously I'm in bodybuilding, so I understand everything what we're going through. But people asking, like, oh, why you say it's dangerous? Like, it's fitness, you go to the gym, you train. No, it's not like that. It's like, to get your body to like 3-4% like body fat, and then you constantly overworking yourself, like your nervous system can't shut down. So that's the reason why we can't sleep like few weeks out, because your body is so on speed to work. When even when you go to sleep, you sleep like 3 hours, 3.5, and you wake up again, and then and then you constantly on it, and then it's so dangerous. Like I realized, like last year, I was at university, and then I was in the class, and I couldn't read properly, and that was because I was like, I think 3 weeks out of my show, and because I was so low on calories, I was doing so much like training and cardio and getting my body into the shape that obviously like your that's how your system respond. If you don't give enough fuel, that's what's happening. So obviously with your heart, that's why you need to do checking your blood and everything, and then obviously we take pads and everything. So it's so much into it that people don't get. It's not fitness, that's a bodybuilding, that's like extreme sport, and it's so dangerous. So we getting this risk because obviously that's what we want, yeah, even for us for a health. So I'm 80 kilograms, yeah. For my height, if I check my BMI, um I'm like there, I'm over 30, so that means I'm obese, but obviously I'm not, because I'm so muscly. So the thing is, my heart need to work 3 times more to pump the blood, even when I walk, because I have so much more muscle. And even this is dangerous over the time when you're getting larger in size, because your heart need to start working more, your kidneys, your liver, everything, all your organs need to working more because you have more size. So people don't like, people even doesn't get that. So I think like in general, like bodybuilding sport should to have more benefits, because it's a lot. Like people love to watch and say, oh, you look freaky, but then yeah, it's just what you say, but then we're not getting anything back in the return what we give.
Yeah, because like as you know, I'm an obese man. I used to be a lot heavier. I used to be almost 500 pounds when my mother passed, and muscle does weigh more than fat because fat tissue is a little bit more looser compared to muscle. Muscle's a little more
Yeah,
solid, and to build that type of muscle, it does affect your organs. Most like especially for women. Women do have a natural higher BMI than men because you have hips, you have breasts, you have more in other little parts of the area compared to men. Men can burn fat a lot faster because we have natural testosterone, and we talk about how to use of PEDs, and it's taking those does change the female aspects. Like you do like one thing. I know you have breast implants, and that's one factor of it because you do lose.
I don't.
You don't. That's
No, no, I don't. I want to have one. Actually, I don't.
oh, it looked like I
No,
was
I
told
don't have it.
those. No, wow, you
Yeah,
know.
I don't have it. No,
I,
I'm planning to do it end of the year.
Because this is your off-season look. So okay, yeah, you look well. Just wow. Sorry, I'm just, but yeah, because I thought at first, but that's the difference because when some of the ladies are off-season, especially if you're like naturally well endowed, and you let your body relax and let your eat not regular food every now and then, you do gain back some of that mammary tissue, but that's the factor of being an athlete. And just the work ethic, because also you got to remember, yeah, some of you ladies do get breast implants because sometimes it makes you look more feminine. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, sometimes some women can go overboard. If you go moderate, where okay, it helps out, because I see some women, they complain because I ain't placing well. But when you have your breasts are bigger than your head, it takes away from your entire physique. If you get a moderate size, that helps.
Yeah, need to be a balance.
Yeah, you don't want to look like too heavy at the top and then you're too small at the bottom. We got a man, Balls. He has a question asked you. He says she's single. Well, she said again, she's busy, and she did have a man, but she had to kick him out. But and you talk about how it's tough. When I know I don't even really saw that they lost friendships because of this going to bodybuilding. I remember one lady, she told me how she used to, back in the day, her and friends used to go out and go drink and go this and that. But then she said, you know what, she has to, rest that night. She couldn't go out, or and couldn't do this. I mean, one lady told me how she was invited to a friend's wedding. I think it was a friend's daughter's wedding or something like that, and she brought her own food, because she couldn't eat. Because if you go to a wedding here in the United States, it's like you
Yeah.
got three choices: you eat chicken, fish, or steak, or but generally she couldn't
Yeah,
eat
but the
that.
thing is the way how they cook it, you will need to have your scale because you need to weigh the food. And then the thing is like they adding everywhere like too much salt and then sugar and then oil and stuff. So like yeah, it's just safe to bring your own food. But when I'm on prep like now, like I just cut like I just don't get invites, like I just don't go out. I just prefer don't.
Mhm.
It's much more easy. And like I'm talking to people all the time because I work for like a peptides company and then obviously like online and everywhere. So end of the day, I just don't even want to go out.
Yeah, it's tough this lifestyle because we make a lot of sacrifices, and and the work you have put into it. When your last competition, what was that favorite thing you wanted to eat after your last show?
Since probably 2021, I don't even think of it. Like I don't care. Like even last year and then 2021, people was asking me what you wanna eat after the show. I don't think about that. Like I just wanna go and win. That's my goal. Like I wanna win the show this year, and that's it. And then if I will have to for whole month eat a fish and salt and bit of rocket salad, that's what I'm going to do.
Hmm.
Like I don't care about anything else.
That's I gotta respect your commitment, especially because any other person would say like, first thing
Like
I want.
the food is here all the time. So obviously, yeah, I know probably I will get something, especially because I will have like 4 weeks between the shows and I will be in Texas. So probably I will just go and have some like Texas, like real Texas food. But to be honest, I will be there probably many more times. Like I've been in New York now in May and I was already on prep. I didn't even been in one time in restaurant because and it was my birthday and people was, oh, you're going to celebrate your birthday. I'm like, no, like the fact I'm in New York, that's enough. And then I'm on prep, so I can't eat out, so that's it. You know what I mean? Like
And when was your
New York
birthday?
will be here next year and the year after and the year after. So
And when was your birthday?
19th of May.
Oh yeah, so congratulations, happy birthday, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know with some ladies they be craving for something like they want something sweet and something salty.
Yeah, so
I
I don't
mean,
I don't really crave yet. Probably I will later on. But in general, like even last year, I didn't think of that. It's if you change your mindset, you don't care as much about food, because like the food will be always here, but the chance for you to go to that show and to win, it's just one. Like yeah, the show will be next year, but this year it's only right now, and the food will be next month, 2 months after, today, yesterday, day before. So you can go and buy it, but you can't enter the show like again the same show. It's like you don't. So I just don't think that way.
like I said, you have a lot of. I gotta respect your commitment for this because you know what, most people they be hey, first thing I want is a nice big juicy steak, and that's the thing is you have to have commitment for a sport. You have to understand the sacrifices you got to make, and when you do that, you know it's like this. This is like one of my favorite movies is Rocky Balboa. It's not one of my favorite movies, but I like the quote from it. Is where he
Mhm.
says, "It's no matter how hard life can, how hard, no matter how hard you can hit. It's only
It's
matter how."
about how hard you can get kicked and get up and moving forward.
Yes, we're not kicked, but yes, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Because I know you. I guess you're a Rocky fan, huh? But yeah,
I
that's what it
watch
is.
I watch all that like all like the most powerful people in the world, like books and then leaders and like the most amazing, people who inspire me to get better and get where I want to go. Like I watch it every day, like every single day.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is from the movie Batman. Where he says, like I said, be aware surroundings at all time, Mistress Laura. Never give up sure footing for a killing blow. And it's just you have to be really forward into what you want to get into the sport. It's not as easy as body. understands it. Excuse me for a sec. I gotta
No worries.
take it. Yeah. I'll be right back. Don't take bill collectors. But yeah, it's about, you know, deciding you have a goal. And I know some people get easily distracted by a goal. Something like with your issue before with your boyfriend. He didn't want you to be a bodybuilder, or everything else. And also, what when you decided to do this, what was your family's thought? Like, your family. I know you have a mother, and she lives in. I think she.
Yes, in Italy. So first, my mom didn't really like it. She was like, "Well, you broke up with your boyfriend. Like, you look like half man, half woman, and you're spending all your money on bodybuilding, getting like some plastic trophies. Like, like, why would you do it?" And I say to her, I say, "Listen, I have my vision. I found myself in bodybuilding. That's something what I want to do for life, for the rest of my life till I can. So watch me, give me a time." And now I'm there where I want to. Obviously, I'm closer where I want to be, and I earn much more money. Like, I travel the world. I inspire people. A lot of people message me that because I show them that from basically nobody, and I have an underactive thyroid with Hashimoto. So this is like long-term disease. So it's really hard to even get like in shape and everything. I'm proving people that whatever you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. Like, I decide that for me, in my eyes, I'm not ill. I don't have that. And that's it. The doctors told me I'm never going to lose weight, this and this and this. And I say, watch me. And I proved that many times. So I'm going to do it again. And I just wanna inspire people that even if your family they don't like it, what you have, like your vision, yeah. Like, I think if you wake up and you have your vision and your goals in your head, that's where you want to go, who you want to be, just go for it. Whatever the cost is, just go for it. Because end of the day, you have one life. Your mom is not going to live your life. You have to live your life. And I don't want to be like, I don't know, 80 or 90 and then dying and think like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have listened this. Like, we all have one life. Just go for it. Whatever you want to do, just do it. And like, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful, and like, I'm so blessed. And then and I feel blessed every single day that the fact I have the health and I have enough money to do what I do. And, you know, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to show people that whatever you want to do in life, even if it's bodybuilding, or you want to go study, or you want to move the country, or you want to travel, or you want to get your business, you can't do everything. You just need to put everything into your mind, work hard, believe, because you need to believe in yourself. Nobody else going to believe in you. You have to believe. And if you have all this and you have the courage to do it, you're going to be there.
Wow, this is so inspirational. I mean, and just listen to you. You are a smart, intelligent young woman, and to say one thing, she's party too. So and that's a bonus. And it's yeah, you have
My
to.
mom didn't like it. She was like saying like, I lost all my money, like, you need to use your credit cards, this and this, and she didn't believe me. And so I was like, whatever. I said, I'm going to do it. And and I done it. So yeah, it's you know
Hmm. Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's good that even though your mom said that, but I know now she supports you because like my
Yeah,
mother.
she's like happy now
Yeah.
because she see me succeed. So like everyone is there when you succeed, but like when nobody else see your vision and only you see your vision, like nobody will be there for you. Like everyone, even at work, people was mad at me because I was training so much. Friends was mad at me because I couldn't go out. And nobody was seeing what I see in my head, and nobody was seeing that where I'm going to. Everybody was like, "Oh, you just talking, you just this and this," like, "Oh, just don't do it." But I didn't give up on myself, and now I'm there where so many people would love to be. Like, I traveled the world, I have everything, uh, and I'm going to carry on.
Hmm. Yeah, because like one thing is another quote from my favorite character said like this says like what doesn't kill you makes you stranger. It's just that you gotta understand it. Sometimes you can be a dog checking cars. You don't have a plan, but we have a plan. You get it fruition. You make it happen, and you tell people don't get in my way. Then you know what you're doing. Yeah. I respect that about you, Laura. Yeah, that's the other guy. He really likes you. And yeah, and that's thinking. It's a good thing that I know. Like all mothers, we they want they want us children to succeed, and they see something that they don't understand. But she made the comments like she wants you to be a half man. She wants you to be like any young woman, go out, have a life, have children, be successful. But you found your own path, and you gotta live for you. You can't live for nobody else. That's the hard
Yeah,
part about
and yeah, and I think in life it's like, because like a lot of people messaging me and saying that I motivate them to do, like, to change like the habits in their lives, or like I show them different way of living, or like I show them how to believe in themselves. The thing is, uh, you have to have the trust in yourself, and then believe in yourself, and then if you don't find like kind of like your own way and your own happiness, you won't live a happy life, because you're going to have just normal job, but you won't be happy. And then end of the day, your life will be done one day, and what you're going to do, like, I believe it in myself, and I'm trying to do my best. Obviously, yeah, I have bad days. I cried many times, but life, it's not always like good, like it's ups and downs. And then without that down times, I wouldn't build up and be stronger like today, So yeah, obviously I have a days when like I just want to do anything. It's not like I'm motivated every day, but then it's coming to discipline, and the consistency, and just like shutting down even your thinking and just carry on doing what you're doing. Um and life, life is like a rainbow. It's multicolor. So it's not like the fact, oh, if somebody's happy today doesn't mean we'll be happy for the rest of their life. But if you do what you love,
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know
that's a good thing. It's just and you inspiring other people. That's great. But who inspired you when you started into this sport? Who was the person that you saw and said, you know what, they really feel that fire from me.
um I don't really have a bodybuilders. I don't really watch bodybuilders. Obviously, I think I just never did. Like, obviously, I love like Nick Walker, and he's great guy. And I have like few like Andrea Sean, and like few other bodybuilders. Like, I love Big Ramy, but I don't really like watch them or like listen them. Like, I more listen um different podcasts about like motivation, like leaderships, uh, like people who write the books. Oh, my one of my favorite book now, it's about like self-sabotage. It's like mountain it's you. So I'm really deep into like psychology, and about the ways how your brain works, how you can actually change your thinking. Yeah. and to become better version of yourself. So I'm more listening like Oprah Winfrey and like people, you know, like the biggest leaders in the world, because that people inspire me, and they know in bodybuilding, but what they saying inspires me to be better person and building up my empire on my way.
Yeah, that's good. Oprah, that's one good example. Because hey, back in the day, say you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, and she still got money. Still been doing it for like 20 years. Man, should have married her a long time ago, had kids with her. Hey, yeah, that's good that you find outside of sport of interest. Some
Yeah.
people may not, but it's good that you found that for yourself. And and that's what I expect. If you, as a competitor, could change anything in the sport, what would you want to see change, other than the money, anything else, on your mindset? What you want to see that they could do better for you athletes in the sport?
I think only in like a pro league, I would say uh, maybe help with accommodations or something like this for the athletes. Or if you're flying for the shows, they have someone who does your like catering or give you like free gym entry or something like this, because I know like a lot of people struggle with this as well, like especially if you need to go for a show like week and a half early. So people struggling, so probably that would be helpful. And yeah, and I think that's it really.
Yeah, because I think one thing I know they need to do more office. Also, I know a couple of ladies who did a show a while back today. They need people behind the scenes where if something medical happens, there's someone's there for y'all, like stuff like that. I remember one lady they did the Vancouver Island Showdown. They said they had people there to pick them up from the airport, to take them around, get them this and then that. Those little things help in the long run.
Helps a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little stress off your
Especially
shoulders.
if you're foreign and you're not in your country. So like a lot of people struggle. Like I'm really brave, yeah. So I can just pack and go. Like next week I'm flying to Singapore. I never been there, and I'm going on my own. And I'm just going. I can't wait. But I know a lot of people wouldn't do it. So I think people like who they can help you like find around, like find what is the shops, or like show you things around. That's really, really helpful. Especially a lot of athletes don't speak English. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
So
it's good. Yeah, it's good to have somebody like maybe who understand the language, a translator, stuff like that. I think if there's a way to do it, there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
And you got to think about this is, even though it's a very small community, bodybuilding, it's practically worldwide. I mean, growing up, I've been following bodybuilding since I was before I was like 7, 8 years old. My brother used to play here American football. He used to collect the muscle max, and I watched guys like Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, people like Corey Everson, and and Laura Craval and Linda Murray, and one of my favorites you just mentioned, Andrea Shaw. Those women just kind of just amaze me. Like when I started this thing, I just did it because at the time I was taking care of my mom and really doing and then I started doing interviews, and I talk with you ladies, and I get to know stuff that most people don't understand about this sport. The sacrifices you gotta make, the time you make. Sometimes, like, you see women now come in sport now who are, much older, women who are much younger. It's a very generational sport now. Back in the day, it was like, there weren't that many women who were moms, because I do think of comparisons where I did a whole month dedicated to women who are mothers. And, when you have young competitors coming there, it's just, if anything, for you athletes, be you amateur or be you in the IFBB level, there should be more recognition. If there was like this, back in the day, you used to show bodybuilding show on cable and network television, but they don't do it anymore. You can catch stuff like cornhole and throwing darts on ESPN.
Yeah.
But if there was ways in which this sport can really just, I don't know, if big companies can put money towards it, the big name companies. But the thing is, if they're fearful about the whole thing about steroids and PEDs. But the fact is, this is one of the fighter I follow. His name is Nick Diaz. He's an MMA fighter. He says that everybody uses steroids. Everybody uses, if it's not, if for performances, you can use it for birth control. You use it for inhalers. It's everywhere. But
Even I find out like golf keeper, like the golf people, yeah. Even they use steroids. And I was thinking like, what? Like for
Oh,
what?
this
But they do to have the strength in the arms to actually keep perfect and smooth. Yeah, they do.
You tell me Tiger Woods using steroids? What? Now, this is something I found out a while back. One lady, a friend of mine, told me that even ballerinas use steroids. I said, what? I mean, but you look at some of those ballerinas, especially if you look how
It's for strength, like for a bones and everything. Yeah, and like any sport, like I think because a lot of people saying, "Oh, that's so bad." It's first of all, I think it's not. Second is if you are going to have your career, yeah, as a sport person, and that's what you have to do, and that's okay. But obviously, you need to check your bloods, check how much you take. Don't go over, and keep your health and look after yourself. I think for people who they just enter the gym and wanna use it, the idiots. I done first 2 years being natural bodybuilder, and I compete as a natural bodybuilder. Then later I decided to do it, and I think people need to do better research because they think, oh, I just take a pill. It's not like that. Like change everything. Mm-hmm. So I think as a sport people, yeah, I do agree that should to be just it's everywhere. But people just need to do better research on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Like, if anything, I remember a few years ago was this he was a socialist social doctor. He was like he decided to do like social and stuff like that, and medical and stuff like that. He said that there was a test. We talked to a group of athletes, and I don't know if you heard it or not. And it was an experiment saying like to ask the athletes if you could take this pill, but what it does, it helps you set records, win more awards, and a lot of stuff. But the side effect is it takes 5 years off of your life. Would you take it? And when they pass out the questionnaire, every athlete said yes, because if you want to get that next level, you have to make a sacrifice. You can't. Like I say, you can't always go out and want to do like this. You have to go to the rest.
Yeah, it's completely different mindset. It's like it's like when you're going to the show, you want to win. You do everything what's possible to win. For you, it's like win or death, basically. It's like people don't understand. It's the same like footballers. Yeah, when they're going on the pitch to play, it's not like they don't go there like, oh, come on, let's play. They go there to win. That's how you train. That's how sport person mind it's working. We're going like to the war. We just wanna win. It's the same when people, I don't know, like when's the war? Like people doesn't go there. Oh, let's have a fight. No, they just go to win. Everything you're putting into that 5-10 minutes, you just want to win. And that's what separates like a mindset of like a normal average people who they don't understand and they're not in that mentality to any single person who is like a sport athlete, because we got different mindset. We just do everything whatever is possible to win. Like I don't train now to go on the stage and be last. Obviously yeah, it could happen, but you don't do that, because if you put this in your head, you don't even need to go there. You're already lost, So it's like, this is like in any sport, like when you do something, you're making all the sacrifices. This is for a win. It's not just to go. It's not a fun for me. Like the fact I go train at the gym, obviously I love to do it, but I go to the gym and I treat the gym as my job, because I need to make my body to look in specific shape. I don't train, I don't know, like my shoulders 5 times a week because I like it. I train them 2 or 3 times a week when I have to, and I do specific exercise all the time because I have to. I don't mix up, I don't change it. It's not like a fitness just to go to the gym. It's my job to make that specific look.
Yeah, this is I got a friend. He's a men's physique competitor. He's an amateur. We talk about it, and he said like in bodybuilding, it's kind of like a Ricky Bobby mentality. He says Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights says if you're not first, you're last. And and if you want to win, you got to understand it's a sport about it's competition. You're
Yeah.
not you mostly you're competing with yourself more than anybody else. But if you're willing to go the distance, you really want to push it, you really want to win, you go all out. And it's say there about several things. That's about
Yeah, if you
if
do
you
it 50-50, why would you even do it? You're just losing your money.
yeah, you can put it in your pocket and go play poker or
Go on
something.
Bahama or somewhere.
Go on a trip. Go to Disneyland. But Laura, I do appreciate your time. I'd like to thank you.
Thank you very much.
I no. This is one of my favorite movies is from Batman Begins. When Jim Gordon says to Batman, "I forgot to thank you," and he turns around and says, Jim Gordon says, "You never have to." Because why I do this? Because I want to give y'all ladies the attention opportunity. People, there's not that many people on YouTube that talks about you women bodybuilding. It's like DD on the Spot, female bodybuilding channel. There's David Bryan over the female bodybuilding forum. There's a couple others, but generally everybody's gonna pay a lot more attention to the men because the men are all the bottom bitches. But the fact is, you ladies put in much time, much work in. You should get as much rewarded. You should get money back out of it. You should get higher prize money. You should go. I know you should get the same amount. So maybe you're not gonna get the same amount, but at least enough way. Which if I spend $4,000 to come over here, I at least get at least $15,000 for a show. And hey, that's like I get at least about $10,000 in my pocket, And one thing that needs to be done. I talk about this on my channel that I think there's guys out there, and many of them are undercover because if they are on social media and see like someone like Laura says Laura's attractive lady, she's nice, but then there's people saying like she trying to be a man, she trying yeah. No, this is a woman, she's a different woman where not everybody's used to. Like I said, I made a mistake when I saw she had breast implants, but she has natural boobs and they look nice. And and people need to realize that it's any athlete. You deserve respect. Like one thing I say like this, like if you're someone interested in sponsoring someone like Laura, be genuinely interested. Reach out to say like Miss Laura, I want to sponsor you. I want to see if you need anything from me, whatever you need from us. Let us know. There's those weird guys out there who say, "Hey, Laura, you're kind of cute, you're kind of pretty, You think you could do something for me if I do something for you?" No, stop it, guys. Stop it. Don't do that. That's women don't like that. You get more honey. You get more honey. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And and that's the thing is that if one thing women's bodybuilding need, not just if you look at divisions now, the lines are getting blurred between women's bodybuilding, physique, and even figure, where changes and it's about evolution as athletes. But if people realize that you are athlete and you're growing, you're evolving, you're making those adjustments, the criteria for judges needs to change because separate the difference between women's bodybuilding. Like we talk about women in bodybuilding a lot more thicker, have those full wide muscle bellies. Women's physique are more about conditioning and having more of that taper look, and women's figure are more leaner and more of the kind of like the bikini girls with more aesthetic pleasing. But people are going to throw money behind divisions like women's bodybuilding, women like bikini and wellness because it's divisions that I feel more comfortable with. Because as we say here in America, they're the tits and ass divisions. They're the ones that get more money and more back, and because the fact is, it's something that's more attainable. I've done a couple of interviews with ladies who are bikini, and it's more attainable. You take just a good diet, and you still have to work out, but you don't have to put as much mass muscle compared to the other divisions.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, I'd like to thank Laura for coming through and sharing her story. I mean, we like to appreciate her. Is there anybody you want to say a shout out to? Is there anybody we call it a shout out, or you got sponsors? Anybody you want to say, hey, thank you, or or to the haters? You can tell them like that. You hate no more.
No, I think like like if you have haters, like that's cool. I think because that means it's people who actually like searching you, and like you bring the attention, and like I like myself and I like how I am and who I am. So, like I don't really care about like the bad comments or something. I hope like every people will have much more strength and have that much more strength, their character, like they don't care about other people's, like I simply don't give a fuck. Like I just do me, sorry. I
No, no,
just
no,
do
no, no, don't
me
be sorry. You're
for
sorry. We're
me,
good.
and then and I'm happy the way how I am. I know I'm not there where I want to be, but I will be one day. And it's everything about the time and about the growing. So like, yeah, I just wish everyone have that strength and be happy in their own skin, because that's the best you can be.
Hmm. Like there's a saying that sometimes to see failure is a necessary evil, and there's times where you're gonna fall, and but
Yeah,
this
you
is
have to.
yeah, and this is one of my favorite quotes. Why do we fall? Because we learn to pick ourselves up. And that's the thing that failure is. You're not gonna have those days where I know you're on stage and you say that I look better than that girl, but then she won, but I look better than her. But well, you know what? I gotta go back to drawing board, make some corrections, come back, boom, do it again. So you say you're gonna do Texas Pro, and that's coming, I think, in around about
9.5 weeks.
1.5 weeks, and you're gonna be in Chicago. Just gonna be there in Chicago, and you say you have another show you're doing, or just
Yeah. I'm doing Europa Pro, which is 17th of September.
and that's like
And later, depends what happen, I'm going to do more.
all right, because I think you do your main muscle fest is for next year's Olympic qualification, so that's something you can keep in your pocket because you've done it before.
Yes, I
And
want to do that show.
yeah, and it's a great show because I got the lady who promotes that show, Alina Popa. I got to meet last year. I got to meet Alina. I mean, it was just great to meet her because I went to Savannah, my first bodybuilding show I ever went to, and she was there because it was Linda Murray's show. I saw Linda. I got to meet Alina Popa, some ladies that did interviews with. It was great for me, my experience to get to meet women like that. I met with some women bodybuilders before early that year, but to meet someone like Alina Popa and Andy Vecchio and Donna Salib, it was just, and to talk with someone like you, it's just, I know, the small in me is trying to say, keep calm, be professional. She's pretty, be professional. But I respect you as an athlete, as a woman. And this is why I talk about this on my channel. There's people out there who are fans of these ladies who I know if you want to spend money on this and that, hey, you got money to burn like that, hey, put it towards this to her, because she said in her social media, she has a PayPal. She also has I think Cash App.
Yeah.
If you want to like maybe donate, because I know she's doing all this on its own. But like I said, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to help out a lady. Even now just like little things that could help her out in the long run. This is it's a hobby sport. It's a sport where you need the money to keep going. But if you are someone out there who's genuinely interested in sponsoring someone like Laura, if you want to see her hit her next level, her plateau in her career, and you have genuine, sincerely interest, reach out to her genuinely. Don't be that weird guy, because my rules, fellas. And I keep telling you this, and it's not offensive to you, Laura. This is directed to these guys out there. When you see a pretty girl like Laura, and she cites you, and and she's in her outfit, you see she's big, and and as I said again, when your ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. Don't do the thing what I tell you not to do. No pics. Stop it. Get some help. Be genuinely interested, ladies, and see them go to the next level. So anyway, folks, I'd like to thank the lovely Miss Laura for coming through. My man Balls Beat for coming through. My man Rolando G. Anybody who watched this video, share, like, comment, subscribe, follow Laura on social media. Like I said, she's gonna be in Chicago in August. She's gonna be coming here to Texas also. And if you, like I said, she also does online training and coaching. If you're interested in maybe working with her, she's really committed and passionate. She's very intelligent young lady. She reads a lot. A lot of us Americans, we don't read too much. We don't like books. We try, like in Florida, try to outlaw books. Can't want to read. But like I said, madam, I do appreciate your time. I wish you all the best of luck. Maybe
Thank you very much.
If I get the courage to jump on a plane and travel to over ocean, I might, but right now I'm a coward about that. But we do hope the best for you. And I hope maybe this year will be the year, because, the criteria is changing. Some ladies who were in Physique are going up to women's bodybuilding. There's still a few shows for women's bodybuilding, but a little bit more for women's Physique. Good opportunities. Maybe next year, maybe some shows will pick up. I mean, it's just about the promoters and these sponsors. We lost Puerto Rico, lost the Savannah Pro. I mean, it's tough, but you know what? Like I said again, anything worth having is worth having. You got to keep fighting for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, you are welcome, man, and thank you. So anyway, folks, I'd like to appreciate Laura for coming through. I appreciate everybody for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Support these women in the sport of bodybuilding. Be genuine and sincere and interested in these ladies. I mean, don't be that weird guy. Don't be that weird guy. Anyway, this is your man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I am out. Have a good week, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night.